Hey dads, hope you're having a good day. I know I've had a long one and I'm ready for a drink. This is the continuation of the old-fashioned video that I did firstly on this channel, where I talked about this is the one that I actually drink more often than not because it's just easier to make. This is the Monte Carlo. As always, we'll start with a chilled glass, and we're gonna make the drink right in the cocktail. I said as always, it's not as always, but today that's what we're doing. Now, just like the old fashioned, it's basically two ingredients. We have some whiskey. I just have some Gentleman Jack here. It's a very direct cocktail, so make sure it's a whiskey that you like drinking and it's not some cheap one. And then we're gonna introduce a new ingredient, Benedictine. Now, Benedictine has a really interesting kind of sophisticated flavor. And then of course, we're gonna have some bitters, just like always. I always say that. And then I'm actually gonna drop in the orange bitters on here. So we have orange bitters and the regular Angostura bitters. And this is gonna basically make the whole cocktail. So we'll make it right in the drink, right in the glass. And we'll start with 2 ounces of our whiskey. Now the actual recipe calls for rye. If you like rye, you can do that. It is actually pretty good, but whatever you have on hand. And it wants 2 1/4 ounces. So it's a little bit more than your typical old fashioned, but you know, you'll adjust this to your liking. It's pretty simple and straightforward. A couple dashes of Angostura bitters. I always make a mess. I don't know how people do it without making a mess. A couple dashes of orange. Again, you know, to your liking. I just do a touch because I like how it sort of brightens it up a bit. And then Benedictine. And the Benedictine, I'm gonna do about 1/2 ounce. I really like the flavor, but if this is your first time making it, go a little light because it is pretty intense if you're not used to it. And there you go. So we're essentially done. Of course, we need to chill this down, so we're gonna bring in our ice. I have this really fancy clear ice that I've been tempering for a while. You can tell because of how clear it is. But whatever ice you have, it didn't crack. Success. And we stir. Stir this 200 times or 100. Who cares? No one's watching you, right? This is just for yourself. Okay. And I'm gonna garnish with an orange peel. And I like to use a knife. You can use the different kind of peelers or whatever, but I like this because it gives me a thicker slice. You know, some people can get picky about the pith, that white part. They don't wanna see that. I'm not that picky. I'm just gonna use this because it's easier to get the oils out of it and run it down. So there you have the Monte Carlo. Now, like I said, this is the one that I tend to make more often than not at home. It's simple. I don't have to refrigerate anything. I don't have to make anything special. But sometimes I like a bit different flavor, maybe a little bit sharper of a bite. And for that, I make a different cocktail called the Boulevardier. And to learn how to make that, you have to go watch a video right here. And you're going to want to because it is really special. Cheers, dads. I'll see you back here soon.